G'day guys, and welcome back to another video. If you don't know me, my name is Jarrod and I'm a physiotherapist at the Arthritis Oasis. So what I thought is we'd continue the theme from last week and we continue doing seated exercises. Now, seated exercises are fantastic for people with hip or knee osteoarthritis who really struggle to do any exercises in standing. Now, what differentiates this video from the last video is we are going to use some equipment. Okay, so what we're going to do is we'll use a theraband just like this, as well as some textbooks or phone books or whatever you've got, anything that can kind of elevate your foot to about this height. Now, these exercises will challenge you a fair bit more, okay, because now we've got the resistance of the band. And again, as we do this, we can change the resistance. So the tighter we have it, the more resistance we're going to feel, and the looser. So for instance, if we're out here, okay, that's easy. But if we moved into here, it makes it quite a bit more difficult. And as always, the exercises you see in these videos are just general. They may not be right for you. So it's always best to check in with the doctor before starting any new exercises. And if these exercises exacerbate your pain and make it a lot worse, then I recommend just stopping them straight away. Before we get started, I want to reiterate something from previous videos. And with osteoarthritis, any exercises are safe if they are tolerable to you. So if they're probably under a 5 out of 10 pain, 10 being the worst pain imaginable, 0 being nothing at all, if that pain threshold kind of sits under that 5, then they should be pretty good and should be all right. If they go any higher, then they're probably not the right exercises for you at this stage. And if any of these exercises lead to your joint swelling a lot more and being quite sore the next day, then you've probably done a bit too much and it's worth just pulling back just a little bit. All right, so on to the exercises. What we can do is we can grab these books or anything heavy. You could even fill up a bag full of water bottles or cans, or even get one of those big 10-kilo rice packets. And what we'll do this session instead is we'll just use the one leg at a time with the extra weight. So again, what we want to do is probably put a bit of our body weight through, okay, and what we're going to target here is our calves. So we're going to come up just like this, and a little tip here, the slower you are on the way down and without actually going back and resting, so if you just go down like this and back up, the harder it's actually going to be. So some little tips if you don't really have too much weight. All right, so we're going to do 10 of these. I haven't been counting, but I think we're probably up to about 8, 9, and 10. So now what I want you to do is sit upright, take 2 deep breaths. Okay, we're going to go again. And for all the exercises today, we're going to aim for the 10 rep mark. Okay, and I think at this stage it's best to start off with 2 rounds of the 10 reps. And in future weeks, we'll increase to a 3rd set. So let's go again. 1, 2, 6. Definitely feeling this. The slower you go on the way down, the more you do feel it. And 10. Beautiful. Now we're going to swap over to the other side. And you're going to do the same thing. So 2 deep breaths. Let's go again. 3, 4, 5, 6. And 10. And again, we're going to take 2 more deep breaths. All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. So we're going to put these textbooks back on the ground. And what we're going to do is we're going to tie this theraband to the back leg of the chair. Obviously didn't teach me how to tie at physio school. But anyway. Alright, so now once we've got our foot in the loop, the biggest tip I can give you, okay, is to actually grab that, twist it over once like this, and put that over your foot there. Now when we go to straighten our leg like this, it's not going to pull up and pull your leg hair out if you've got it. Alright, so now what we're going to do is a leg extension, and that's going to train our thigh muscles here, our big quads. So I want you to hold it for 2 to 3 seconds, come back in, 1, 2, 3. Now, having big, strong quad muscles, hamstrings, calf muscles, as well as your hip muscles is quite important for knee osteoarthritis, as well as hip osteoarthritis. So once you've done 10, 2 deep breaths, and we'll go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. So what I suggest doing is actually just popping up if you can, and just lifting up so you don't have to tie it all over again. All right, now we're going to do our left side. Oh, don't forget to flip it over. 1, 2, 3, and just remember that you could tie the knot a bit close or a bit further away from the ends, make the loop a bit smaller, and then you're going to get a fair bit more resistance. Yeah, so you can make it quite tight if you want, and then you're really using those muscles. All right. So we'll say that's 10. Take that deep breath. And let's go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Alright guys, so now what we're going to try and do is target our hamstrings. We're going to do that with the band. Now, a couple of tips. I prefer to tie it to a door handle, okay, something a bit higher up, because that allows you then to get that full stretch on the way up. You get to do the full range of motion. Now, just tie a normal loop to the door handle. Okay, and what we want to do is come down, put it around the back of our ankle, okay? But what we want to do, okay, is we want to grab up high and we want to twist this loop, as you can see, twist it around a couple of times, all right, and then we're going to go over our foot, okay? So it's just like this now, and if you like, you can do the other side as well. Yeah, flip that around a couple of times, back over our foot. Okay, now it looks pretty crazy and all twisted up here, but it's not going to roll up the back of our leg anymore. So what we're going to do is we're going to think of pulling our heel towards our bottom. We're going to do 10 of these again. The best thing you can do, an exercise like this, or in particular this exercise, is be slow on the way back, nice and controlled. None of that kind of flopping stuff and making it quick. You want to be slow, get our legs to straight, and then pull right under as far as we can. So I'm guessing around about 10 here. Now, all right, you can let your foot go floppy now. Take those 2 deep breaths. And we're going to go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I can really feel that working. And for a lot of people, hamstrings is one of those muscle groups that get neglected a fair bit. So you may struggle a little bit with this one, but that's all right. You can just start off with 5 or 6 reps, or don't go as far in. We just work on trying to get to that full range of motion. Anything you do, okay, is better than nothing. So if you can just do that, that's fine. You're doing well. Okay, so I've set it up on the other side now. So it's looking the exact same. And we're going to do 2 lots of 10 of this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 2 deep breaths. Let's go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Alright guys, so we've now done 3 exercises so far. We've targeted our calves, our hamstrings, and our quads. Now time to strengthen our glute muscles, or the muscles around our hips that support our hips. So trying to get your big gluteal muscle in sitting is quite difficult. However, what you can do just to get them going, I do suggest doing like a bridge or something if you can lie on a bed or a lounge or the floor. I've got some other videos which demonstrate that pretty well. But if you can't get down onto the ground, you struggle to lie down and do any kind of exercise in lying, then I think this is a pretty good option for you. So what we want to do is we want to shuffle our bottom forward, okay, and then we're going to have one foot up on the textbooks or a step. And what we want to do is we want to try and it's like we're trying to lift our bottom off the chair. So what we can do is that can actually try and push for about 3 or 4 seconds without actually leaving the seat. And you should really start to feel that glute muscle work. And again, and that's about 6. 7. So I think the cue for you in this situation is to really push through your heel. So push down and try and lift your bottom up. All right, we'll say that's 10. Couple of deep breaths. And let's go again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in this situation, I think it's best to have the back of the chair against the wall so you don't go backwards. 9 and 10. And for purposes of this video, I'm not really doing the full 3 or 4 second hold, just for time's sake. But anyway, have a go on your right side now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's actually quite a challenging one. If you really push down and try and get your bottom up off the chair, it's quite a good challenge. All right, so we've had our 2 deep breaths, and here we go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Well done. All right, we're going to grab our theraband again. All right, and what we're going to do, we're going to tie it around our ankles. So tie it nice and tight. Okay, so now we're going to set our legs about this far apart. And what we're going to do is we're going to train the side of our hips here, which are our hip abductor muscles. So I think in our last video, all we had you doing was stepping out or sliding. Same thing in this video, but now we've got resistance. So set yourself. Okay, and what we want to do is come out. We don't want to go out like bring our ankles out first. We want to kind of keep that straight. Here, we want to go 3, 4. And again, if you're struggling to lift up like this, just slide. But don't go all the way back. Okay, we want to keep constant resistance. 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm feeling a good burn there. 2 deep breaths. Okay, if that's too hard around your ankles, you can always go around your knees. Makes it a bit easier, just because it's a bit less torque on that muscle. All right, let's go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's pretty good. All right, we're going to go the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Deep breaths. If you are short on time, you can also go like this. And it'll also kind of bring in your core a little bit. But anyway, back onto this right side again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's good. That's really good. All right. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to get that same loop. Okay, you can make it a bit looser if you want. Okay, but then we're going to tie it over our other knee. Okay, and what we're going to do is start to come up like this. And here, what we're training is our hip flexor muscles, so our muscles that sit here. And they bring our knee up. They flex our hip. 2, 3, 4, 5. It's probably more about 8 or 9, 10. Again, this is good. It's burning me a lot, so we're gonna have a bit of a rest. It's crazy what you can do with just this little band. You can really get a decent strength training exercise or workout out of it. All right, let's have another go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. Go to the other side now. I'm going to hold on again. This one does like to rip on the hairs in your legs, so it might be worth wearing pants or holding on like I am right now. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Again, if you want to make this harder, which is pretty challenging for me at the moment, but what you can do is you can come up, hold 2 or 3 seconds, and then slow on the way down. Anyway, what we'll do is we'll start another round, another set, sorry. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so ideally what you do want to do is you want to get to a rep range where you have 2 reps left in reserve. So that means that just then I was getting at 10, I was really starting to fatigue. Okay, what I want to do is try and get 2 reps off that final rep that I can't do anymore. So that's something to work up to at this stage. If you're just getting started with exercise, it's fine if you start to feel that fatigue and you stop. Well, actually feel it, get through a bit of it, and then you can stop. But what we want to do is we want to build towards 2 reps left in the tank. All right, and final exercise, I did forget to mention that you do need a pillow for this one. I'm sure everyone's got a pillow of some sort. But anyway, what we're going to do is just put it in between our knees. Okay, the bigger the pillow, probably the better. If you've got a flat ball or something like that, that works a charm or treat as well. And what we want to do is you want to try and push in, hold it for 2 or 3 seconds, and then relax. Push in for 2 or 3 seconds and relax. And what we're training here is our adductor muscles. So the muscles that sit from up at your top of your pelvis and they come down the inner side of your thigh. Okay, and they work to bring that leg across. So back towards the midline. We'll say we're at 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, 2 deep breaths. Last set and we're finished. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Well done, guys. I'm sweating. Bit of a hard one, but it's crazy what you can do from your chair. So if you are feeling quite helpless that your osteoarthritis has taken over, you can't do anything in standing, all the exercises you've been given or seen previously involve standing. Just want to show you that, look, there is a lot that you can do to start your journey towards a more active lifestyle. So thanks for watching. There'll be more. See you later.